Here we are. The name is Beatty. Beatty Boy. It's the Dinosaur News, brought to you by the British People's League. It's about bloody time I did another video. There's so much going on in the world, I didn't know where I could fit in. I hope the speaker's a bit clearer. Get my voice cleared up too. Sob, sob, sob. Yeah, you know it's Beatty when he sounds like Hank Williams. Oh, I was going to put the British People's League shirt on. Fancy things up. I just got in from the stores. But look, if I don't do this video, when am I going to do it? I've been waiting for good news instead of all the violence and catastrophes around the globe. Well, I think I have two good items to start off with. Facebook is censoring Antifa. No, I shouldn't have said two antis there. Two antis make a plus. Antifa, Antifa. I'm describing them mixed up because they're so mixed up. Anyway, the bottom line, Facebook is taking a stand and is knocking out all kinds of the commie entries. At the same time as the Republican National Convention have condemned the SPLC in the state's Southern Poverty Law Center, Poverty My Foot. So they've been condemned. Hey, a third item, good news. Bing Crosby always said accent the positive, deflate the negative. Third item of good news, Boris Johnson in Britain, I guess just like Trump in the States, we knocked them. When they do things we don't like, but when they do things we do like, we don't compliment them. But Johnson has appointed the former Prime Minister of Australia to trade negotiator type of salary position. Abbott was all for Brexit. Abbott was a right-winger. Now, if Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of Britain, was in on the globalist agenda, why would he be appointing a right-winger, a proven right-winger, who was against immigration to Australia, the whole bit? So, you know, there's lots that these big shots do that we don't like. But when we do something we do like, we don't. Some people in the white right don't want to talk about it because it ruins their outlook. Now I'm treading on careful grounds. The new voted in head of the Canada-wide Progressive Conservative Party. O'Toole is the name, Erin O'Toole. An Irish mother and a British father. The other way around. Boy, there's three mistakes in the first few minutes. But if I prepared this talk, God knows when it would get done. You know, like my book. O'Toole had a British-born mother in London, England, and an Irish father. Well, the Erin O'Toole should tell us something. So, you know, I got a little excited because he was schooled in a country town here in Canada, not far that south of where I live, actually, here in Ontario, Canada. And like we hope with Trump, we hope with Johnson, that, you know, things will be delayed enough for the white right, the strong white right. Those with British stock around the globe could be thrilled at us thrusting forward successfully against the global agenda. Well, I got excited when O'Toole won this week, the convention. He will be the next Prime Minister of Canada. That thing called Trudeau is finally going to be on the losing side. So what was I surprised about with this O'Toole guy? Well, because he lives south of here and there's Conservatives all the way up the ladder going vertically from Oshawa area of Ontario up to Lindsay, Ontario, right on to Haliburton County, which includes this boy, is being conservative. And pretty good conservatives, not the rip-snorting kind that we would be, but at least there's a holding pattern while we continue to build. Who's we? The Legal Underground Defense Units, LUDUs. Well, after he gets in, I put out a paragraph to my little confidential list, sort of saying, well, that gives us a solid foundation from Oshawa on right up to Haliburton County. I hadn't read his platform carefully enough. And O'Toole invites the whole world into the Progressive Conservative Party of Canada, whether you're newly arrived or whatever sexual orientation, whatever. But hey, just as Boris Johnson's been labeled as a globalist, O'Toole may say these things. Some things they just have to say. It's like, hey, some of you listeners out there right now might work in the service industry. Can you turn down a black? Of course not. Can you turn down a Chinese customer? Of course not. Your feelings are with us. Your feelings are with the British People's League. But while on your day job, you have to deal with everyone. What makes you think that these big shots can be any different? They're stuck doing their jobs. But the legal underground is building again. You want to know more about the legal underground defense units? Check out this boy's previous videos. There's references throughout in all my past videos. And sure, we haven't got the market of professional YouTubers. We've got 149 subscribers, and I'm very proud because we're reaching a very narrow market, as I said before. Those who are accepted on Beatty Boys Facebook know the score. Don't go too far off the deep end. With us, heart, body, and soul, the white, bright, and beautiful white race. So I'm just glad there these optimistic points come up in the last week. Because boy, oh boy, the madness out there, the shootings, the killings. But hey, it's everything that the white right has been warning you about for years. I've been at it for 55 years issuing warnings, starting off in a park in Toronto, graduated to shortwave radio, then graduated to Shoutcast, which was on the early stages of the internet. From Shoutcast to podcasts or broadcasts. Good American in Wisconsin set me up really well while that lasted. And then finally back to my own videos again after there was a lapse of almost 2 to 3 years. Didn't have the right modern equipment. So here we are. We're keeping in touch, but the news has to be positive. I guaranteed you that British Canadians were going to stay in charge. I still consider O'Toole British Canadian. Mother born in London, England, good enough for me, should be good enough for you. And our European friends out there. Oh, and do I have some European friends? Wow, they keep me going. Not cash. I don't ask for cash. My old age pension has to keep me going. I don't feel worthy of asking for donations. As Streets UK, that's his calling number on YouTube, Streets UK. As he said in one recent show, really isn't expensive to do YouTubes, but still, when you're on limited pension, even the $20 a month for the server adds up. when you don't have it to spare, etc. And then once a year, the registration and the protection. So this setup can continue. May not sound like much to you, but it is to me. So I thank that new fresh donation of $50 a few weeks back. Doesn't sound like much to you, but a lot to me. Okay, so we've covered positive news, talked about money a bit. And I've got day-to-day expenses too, like everybody else, but I didn't throw that in for any help. But I do want to stress that I've got a couple of friends out there, and they know who I mean. Well, I can say it carefully. One's a Viking, and one's a redhead. You figure out which is which, and they've been helping me with some repairs. Just putting it mildly. To keep the studio going. I love the way Street UK does his some of his broadcast, YouTube in his backyard. We all know smoking isn't good for you, but it's a pleasure that some people maintain. And Streets loves his cigars. He's quite a, what's the word? Common sense Englishman. So I recommend, if you want to reach out to other broadcasts from Britain, click into Streets UK, because through Streets bounces off other white patriots. Yes, I go back to the white supermarket shelf to suit your personality. My personality isn't bent and crippled totally yet. But I've got the mouthpiece, the speaker, up a little bit better today than other days. Still got Sir John, my buddy. I thought I'd put these beautiful bronze horse statues out of respect for Sir John to show the mighty Saint John, Sir John. No, I haven't had any beer, and no, I don't smoke pot. Well, everybody says for Parkinson's I should take some medical marijuana. I said, listen, I have faith in modern doctors. They beat cancer twice for me. The Parkinson's, I'm on 4 pills, but if I have a beer on top of the 4 pills, I'll fall asleep. So that's a bit of a personal life of yours truly. But if I can babble on at 78 years of age, there's no excuse for other pensioners out there. If you're on pension and you're not doing anything else, then get on YouTube and tell your story. Just looking out at the road traffic. I didn't say road kills, officer. I said road traffic. It's getting near the end of the tourist season, so we won't have as much traffic in the village. Oh, somebody going in to fix up across the art. There's an art gallery across the street, and a not much used church next door. So I broadcast from a safe location, and I do have friends who protect me. Don't want to end up like that fellow in Toronto. Gus is his first name. He's a terrific patriot, Greek Canadian. He's terrific. But he had one branch of the enemy camp out front of his home, doing some minor agitating with the cell phone or whatever the hell you call it. But then a guy in the radical right side said, well, we'll go to the people that were bugging Gus. So they're not bothering Gus anymore. Speaking of Gus, check him out on Facebook. Stephanis. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right, Gus. Stefanis. Stefanis. He's terrific. He's young, well-spoken, clean from top to bottom. Great representative of the white race, our white race. So if you haven't got anything that really satisfies your soul, your personality on your plate, get in touch with Gus. If you get in touch with me, It's britishcanada@gmail.com. britishcanada@gmail.com. Try and answer your questions. So nothing spectacular in your eyes compared to the nightly news on the public news media. Bloodshed, guts, and violence. Well, you see all that. I consider myself a philosopher, and that's what I'm sticking to. And I do hope that I've cheered you up a bit. But again, I'm cheered up for Boris Johnson to hire the former Prime Minister of Australia, Abbott, to work together. It's terrific. For the Republican National Convention to condone and condemn the SPLC, that's terrific. So you see, folks, some in our circles talk so negative that it's all hopeless. It isn't hopeless. People in our camp who get right up near the top of the ladders, they have to hide their real views to get up there. It's not me. I can't be a civic nationalist. No. I got to stick to the white, right, and beautiful. Or white, beautiful race. I better give the date. August 26th. I had looked out the year 2020. Laughing at myself. I want you people that are adhere to my Facebook friends to know I respect you. The audience of these views, I respect you greatly. Not trying to compete with the YouTube entertainers. I might smile and grin a lot during the show, but that's my nerves. So this is the Dinosaur News. Signing off. Until next time. Thank you for listening. God save the Queen.